It's been a very long 2 weeks. Where have I been? That's the $1 million question, ain't it? Quincy, where have you been? I'm answer all your questions, don't worry. In the meantime, though, just sit back, relax, grab your water, and let's get right into it. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls of all ages, thank you for stopping by to another edition of My Honest Take. This is the only podcast that matters and the only pod you'll ever need. I'm your host, Quincy. Thank you for allowing me to be a part of your Monday. I'm a little rusty. All right, I'm a little rusty. I've been out of commission for about a good 2 weeks now, as you can tell. I'm sorry. All right. I know what y'all thinking. Oh, nah, he's becoming inconsistent. He's not serious about it. He's not trying to do this for real. No, that's not it. That's not it. I strained my Achilles. Okay. I strained my Achilles. I would say it was a pretty mild, or mild, high grade, whatever you want to call it, strain when it comes to it. Yeah, I self-diagnosed that I didn't go to the hospital doctor, just because I know it wasn't tore, or a partial tear. I knew that for sure. You know what I mean? So I was just trying to get better. Um, Listen, everybody who plays sports, there's gonna be a time where something like this happens. Okay, um, this is like my second, I say, big injury that happened to my foot. My left foot was a high ankle sprain, and now my right had the Achilles strain. Compared to which one hurts the most, it's like a tie. I guess you could say I don't even know because when I had that ankle sprain, it felt like Transformers in my ankle for real. Everything just it felt like everything broke. But with this Achilles, it's weird because the stuff they tell you, like how it feels, it's real. You know what I mean? Like I'm playing basketball, miss a shot, I'm trying to go grab my own rebound, and I felt like I tripped over somebody or someone like tripped over their foot. So I'm getting up, about to be like, yo, that's a foul. I'm run it back. I saw a ball. My man tripped me, and I was recording me playing ball. So I get up. I'm like, dang, I really can't walk. Like this hurts. So I go hop out of the gym, go look at my phone to see what happened. I didn't hit nobody. Bruh, I said, yeah, it might be over. My Achilles, I'm gone. You know what I'm saying? This happened to KD, Halliburton, Cole, Game. I said, yeah, this is it. I'm next on the list, bruh. This is it. Wrap it up. But it seems like it was not a tear. Um, because all the stuff I did at home to just see first was, resting, icing it up, elevating, you know, trying not to walk as much, just doing things like that. And turns out I'm getting there now. I could walk a little bit better now. Um, so that's been where I was at. I didn't really want to sit down either because it's just blood just rushes straight to it when I'm sitting down. So I was like, nah, I can't even get the people the show, man. We got a lot of news to cover too. But yeah, man, I that's where I've been at. I just been resting, trying to get better. Like I said, I'm probably at like a 90% now. But hey, man, I might gotta cancel basketball out the plans for the rest of the year. I'm scared to look at a ball again. That was wicked. That was wicked, y'all. I'm not gonna lie to y'all. If you never had any type of Achilles injury, it's just no joke. It's really no joke. It's mm, you can't walk. You gotta hop. You know how hard it was to go pee, brush my teeth, nigga, stand up to stretch. Like, bruh, it was bad. It was bad. But like I said, I'm thankful though, man. Uh, I'm almost there at 100. So yeah, yeah, that's where I've been at though. So hey, listen, I didn't mean to bore y'all with that. Some of y'all probably didn't care. If you didn't, just hope you fast forward past this part. But yeah, like I said, if you really wanted to know where I was at and if I was okay, that's why I did update a lot of people on Instagram about it. So if you weren't following me there, that's where I kept all the updates going. Um, but like I said, I think we're almost there. So hey, that means we're back to our regularly scheduled program. Okay. Now, y'all know what comes next. With all the formalities out the way, let's jump right into it. Now, I know I typically save anything sports related to the very end. I save it for the very end. But this is one of those things where it needs to be said now, right now. Like, there's no time to waste. The WNBA has a problem. They have a problem. And this problem is major. This is league breaking. This right here can shut the league down. This right here can make fans never want to come back in. This can make it where bags got to get confiscated, phones, double security checks. Like, this could have a major consequence on fan goers, viewership, and things like that. Now, here's why I say this. If you don't know already what's going on, there has been, I believe, multiple fans, right, who are going into these WNBA games and throwing a particular item onto the court while they play. Now, at first glance, right? Okay, they're throwing something onto the court. That's not too crazy. We've seen that happen before. How's that? Just double security checks and all that. Well, what are you talking about? Why is it so serious? Well, the item of choice that they're throwing isn't like popcorn or toys, clothes, cups. No, 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 no. That's something else. Let's backpedal to the toys. Okay, not action figures. Not plushies, teddy bears. Not little fidget spinners or things like that. No, 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 no. These type of toys are adult toys. Yeah, they're throwing dildos onto the court. What? Let me say that again for the people in the back. I don't think you heard me. There are fans going to WNBA games to throw dildos onto the court. People, do you guys not understand how crazy that is? And what's funny is, it looks like it's the same color every time. It's been a green dildo every single time. Nothing too fancy, just a regular plastic green one, right? Or silicone, I should say. Really? And I don't want y'all taking out of context how he know what it is. Chill. Pause. But really? That's what we're doing? Here's what's crazy about it. When they did it the first time, it was one of those ha ha he no way moments, right? This is hilarious. Nobody, what? I never seen this before. Wow, this is crazy, right? Then they did it a second time. And then we're like, okay, whoa, this is crazy. Like, yo, this is insane. They what the this the dildo bandit. What's going on? What the fuck? What's going on? Right? So then we had our girl, I think Sophie Cunningham, right? Who plays for the Indiana Fever. Okay. She ends up tweeting and saying, hey, be careful with your dildo. It almost hit me. Something like that, right? Listen to me. Next game where she plays, they throw another one and it does hit her. Oh my God. You can't make this up. You can't make this up. Three times and we're like, yo, this is starting to become this is it. This is a real thing. So then the fourth time, they said the no bag policy. They still brought it in and threw it. How what's going on? We're just throwing these dildos out left and right. And I believe someone else was about to throw it, but they caught them in time. what the? So they found the person who did. I think they said they charging them with assault and something else. I believe. I don't think it was anything sexual wise, like sexual misconduct and things like that. Um, but bro, what? First off, the fact that they caught you, you were just doing it for the love of the game. You were just doing it just to get the laugh. You didn't. That's crazy. Because that means you didn't even care if they caught you. So this is one of those things where I'm really now looking at it like, what's gonna happen with the WNBA? Are they actually gonna start putting in more safety features now because of this? You know, security checks, bag checks. You know, leave your bag in the car. We gotta do pat downs. What's gonna happen now with that? And I know what people are saying. Well, the NBA doesn't have to deal with this. Well, yeah, you're absolutely right. NBA, we just had the malice in the palace. We just fighting fans. That's as far as we got. We throwing hands with the fans, you know. But I don't know, truth be told, why the person and then people are doing this to the WNBA. Because if it's to hate on them and all that, you just gave them more views. Because now people who didn't even watch the WNBA are now watching to see if you were going to throw it again, right? Or they were watching to see if you're going to throw it again and actually said, damn, this is actually kind of interesting. I'm going to watch the WNBA. So you probably just brought more viewers. You see what I'm saying? And like I said, this is something at the same time that could still be a problem because it's a double-edged sword. You're throwing a fucking dildo on the court. There could be some kids watching. So now WNBA's looking at it like, no, we can't have this. Even though they may get some viewers from there, they gotta look at the bigger picture, you know. So yeah, it is very interesting to say the least because for fans to throw sex toys onto the court, that's madness. I hope they didn't use it and then threw it. That would be even. I ain't gonna lie. I'll sue. I'll press charges. They don't even gotta touch me. They could just get on the court and I'll play dead. I'll play dead. Yeah, the smell was too bad or something. I'm suing. That lawsuit would be hefty too. Make sure I hit my head, bounce it off the court like a basketball. You ain't playing with me. Don't play with me. But yeah, I had to talk about this first because the idiocracy, eh, the mind on some people is just mind boggling. It just throws me off for a loop. I don't understand people. I really don't. I really don't. The stuff that these people do, boy, I tell you, boy, I tell you, you can't make it up. You can't make it up. But let's switch to let's switch the topic for a second. Let's switch the topic for a second. I wanna jump into this because this is now going to have effect on damn near every human. I'll mostly say American, but damn near every human. Okay, the FDA. Okay, the Food and Drug Administration. These are the people who check our food to make sure it is safe to eat and safe to consume. So your chickens and porks, hams, and all that, they're the ones who check it to make sure, okay, no salmonella, no E. coli, and all that. This is safe to eat. You know what I mean? That's why some of the stuff you get, it will say FDA approved the stuff, right? So FDA, all right, they monitor this type of stuff. For example, when the pink sauce came out and it wasn't FDA approved, people were still trying it. People were getting sick. Well, it has to be FDA approved. They have to be able to look at it and be like, okay, everything in here is edible. This is fine. It don't matter if it's tastes bad, because taste is very subjective. It just has to be healthy to consume with no, visible side effects. So then once that pink sauce got FDA approved, then it's a different story, right? Things have to be changed out, things have to be added. So anything, if you want to make something, it's got to go through FDA, right? Food wise. Now, the FDA now has just shown that at this point, it's fuck us. It is. No, it is because let me explain. The FDA, okay, people, has officially approved lab grown salmon for human consumption in the US. Okay? This is what? This is the first seafood of its kind to get the green light and is now being served at select restaurants. People, I don't think you guys understand what this means. Number one, this means that if they're saying this about our salmon, number one, what is already lab grown that we're eating and we don't know? Number two, what are they going to make lab grown and we're going to eat? And number three, is all food going to be lab grown at a point? Because let's look at things like chicken, right? Chicken, beef, whatever, stuff that we eat damn near every single day, multiple times a day, on a daily, 365, right? There may not be that many damn chickens. There may not be that many damn cows for us to keep eating, right? So they have to make something lab grown. Now we're gonna be eating like plankton on SpongeBob, holographic meatloaf. This is crazy. We're eating chum. Lab grown meat is chum. Now I wonder what it tastes like. What did they do? They altered the DNA slightly, or is it the same taste, same texture? What is different? What's the same? But for the FDA to approve that, that just opens up a can of worms now for anything to be lab grown or created in someone's backyard to be FDA approved, and this is what everybody eats. This is crazy. Now, I'm not one of those people who's gonna, oh, you gotta eat healthy though to do all that shit and all that. Because let's be real, if you're one of those people, I can't touch lab grown stuff. Man touches too much stuff. Most of the fruits and vegetables y'all eat is man made. Broccoli is man made. So for you to say, you know what I'm saying, lab, you can't really say that. You can't really say that. Yeah, you can eat healthy, but shit, at this point in day and age, you can eat healthier than what you're eating now. I don't think there's a real super healthy way to eat. You know what I mean? Unless it's truly from the source, man. But we don't know what's lab grown, dog. Lab grown salmon, and I wonder, since it says select restaurants, if it says it on the menu. You know what I mean? If you're getting like your fish and chips and it's not cod, it's salmon, does it actually say lab grown salmon? Or does it just say like, blackened salmon with balsamic drizzle? It should say lab grown blackened salmon. Or is it blackened salmon and in parentheses lab grown? You know what I mean? Um, but that's it's the FDA approved it, man. The FDA approved it. So I wonder I really wonder if this does get people sick or something like that. Like, what are they gonna say? Because at this point, you gotta keep in mind, because chicken and all that stuff is FDA approved, but you can still get that salmonella. You can still get E. coli and all that if it's underprepared. So I wonder what you get if this is unprepared. Do you still get E. coli salmonella, or you get a totally different disease, or do you just don't get nothing? You see what I'm saying? That's the part that's crazy now. So, hey, look, lab grown salmon. That's the new wave. That's the new wave. Hey, can't be mad at it. I can't be mad at it. Do your thing. We all about to be eating lab grown French fries next. Lab grown water coming up. Lab grown water. I'm trying to tell y'all. Well, welcome to the new day and age, man. But look, let's pivot out. Let's pivot out. I want to talk about something that's very interesting. Now, keep in mind, this invention, quotation marks, has already been a thing. This is something that's real, okay? But what happened after is the part that I really want to talk about. So, a teenager, right? Or a young inventor, we'll say, created tech that turns plastic into gasoline. Okay. Now, this is already a thing. Okay. I believe the prior name or the name that they use now is plastic pyrolysis, pyrolysis, something like that. This been existed since the 20th century. Okay. Um, we just convert plastic into gasoline. This is real. Okay. The thing is, they the inventor, right, this young inventor, um, made his own machine to do it for him. meaning he theoretically has infinite gas that he could constantly give himself, family members, whatever, right? Shit, me? I'm hustling. It's a business. I'm $5, $5 a gallon. I'm not playing games. I'm not playing games. I need my money up front. $100 a month membership. You get as much gas as you want, but I need $100 every month. Tell you, you gotta know how to be a businessman. But yeah, theoretically, he has his own gas, right? But here's the thing that's crazy. Once this hit the social media networks and then the airwaves, apparently he ended up being MIA. He was just missing for 2 weeks after this happened. So everybody from the outside looking in were like, "Yo, what's going on? Where did he just go? He just came up with an invention for himself. He's got free gas. What happened? Listen, I already told y'all how I am with conspiracies. All right, for all my conspiracy guys, tune in this way. Put your ear close. um, do y'all remember our guy who made water gasoline? Y'all remember that? Or made a car run off of water, and then he was toast the next day or something like that. He was out of there, finito. That's what I thought was gonna happen to my man's. But apparently, after this whole 2 weeks of being missing, his mom ended up finding him and chose to keep his location on that private just due to his safety, which is a good thing. You know what I mean? But just the fact that he releases this and ends up missing right after, I hope it was just him, just wanting himself to go missing, so people would just think, okay, we don't know where he's at. But it's listen, mm, 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 mm. You come up with an invention in today's age that could hurt the government or hurt people's pockets, boy, they coming for you. I'm trying to tell you, that's not even a conspiracy at this point no more. This is just real life. Y'all gotta be careful, man. Y'all gotta be careful. But like I said, I'm glad he's okay. But he's gonna be good. He's gonna be fine. I'm trying to tell y'all. He got his own gas. He's gonna be great. He's gonna be great. On the contrary, though, people. On the contrary, on the note of us talking about, gasoline and gas, apparently doctors conducted a lot more tests and realized that, you know what? Cannabis, yeah, smoking weed is actually bad for you. There actually is some negative side effects to it. Now, listen, when they said that, boy, the joint in me, man, I was excited because I've been a prime advocate telling people, bruh, you do not need to smoke all the time. It's not that good for you. You become addicted to it. Relax. But of course, you know what these potheads say. Nobody's ever died from smoking weed. I'll be alright. Man, I can smoke, I'm good. Okay, cool. Cool. So what was the side effects? Well, of course, it was lung damage, of course. You're constantly smoking and bringing in tobacco into your lungs when you're doing backwoods or whatever. And some of the weed y'all get is not clean, real weed. You know what I mean? So you got that. Then you got the fact of brain damage, they said. Now, not brain damage that's like long term or like something very, very potent. Just things that's just making your cognitive functions a little lackluster, paying attention, remembering things. All that just starts to suffer a little bit. But it just goes to show, it's like, bruh, did, weed has that effect, people. Yes, I understand there is a lot of positive effects too, especially people who have seizures and all that really helps. But you can still get these other side effects as well. And let me tell you how all these people potheads. These the first people, okay, do a study on alcohol, do a study on alcohol. We already know what alcohol does to us. We already know. We still gonna drink it. I'm still gonna grab my Deserono. I'm still gonna grab that Douce. You know what I'm saying? I'm still gonna grab it. But it just goes to show you that, listen, all this stuff that y'all think is actually good for you or not that bad for you, it actually is. You know what I mean? So yeah, it's funny that they made that statement though, or a whole documentary or whatever, however you want to lay it out there for people. Um, but it was interesting to see that, okay, so weed does have harmful properties. Time to tell everybody that they were wrong. But yeah, man. So if you are a chronic smoker, just keep that in mind on the effects it can have. If you started waking up and you're like, yo, I be forgetting a lot of stuff. Well, maybe it's that ganja. Maybe it's that ganja. So, hey man, shout out to the doctors because I needed this information. I needed that information. Now y'all know what we do, man. We gotta go ahead and hit the speed blitz, the 1 minute blitz. That's why. Oh, I like that. The 2 minute blitz though, because I feel like I can't do it in a minute. We'll go 2 minute blitz. This is where we grab a bunch of news and we just go ahead and fire it out. Give you guys my thoughts on it. Maybe it wasn't newsworthy, so I said, you know what, we'll do it like this. So 2 minute blitz. That's what we're calling it. Let's go. Boom. All these porn stars and adult actresses are constantly dying in hospitals because of either botched surgeries or undisclosed health issues. Some of these we already know from your BBLs, plastic surgery to titties, something like that is what we're thinking of that's causing these issues. Keep in mind, I understand y'all want to be an adult film star, but love your body. You are good just the way you are. You don't need all these extra modifications. Your life is more precious than that. Okay? Keep that in mind. All right. But rest in peace to all the actresses that are dying because of that. It just started to see a lot more happening now. So I want to touch on that. On the world's largest cruise ship, which more than likely is the Royal Caribbean Icon of the Seas, we still didn't get information about that. It seems like a passenger flew out of the drop slide as one of the panels broke open and water starts flooding onto the actual ship. People are screaming, "Stop the slide!" And the person is actually injured, but it is only one guest. But we don't have the actual details on the actual passenger yet. Once we get that, of course, we'll let you know. So look, I sound like the news with this, but yeah, this was a very scary incident because it's like, yo, what the fuck, like the slide's breaking now. This is why I just stay in the buffet on cruises. This is why I just stay there. I can't tell you enough. Look, a Florida man who spent 34 years in prison for a crime he did not commit is set to receive $1.7 million to compensate for the decades behind bars. I don't care what nobody says. No amount of money can take or replace the time that you lost while you were in jail, especially for a crime you didn't commit. That's just, well, I ain't gonna lie. 20 mil, I might be happy, but we're not talking about that right now. AMC theaters are looking to actually cut down and shorten the amount of ads shown before its movies. I'm glad about this. It feels like you go to an AMC movie, you're watching 38 minutes of ads. You can be late, really late, and you will still be on the middle of a preview, y'all. It's sickening. It's sickening. I'm not gonna lie to y'all. A 22-year-old man drove from Texas to Florida to kill his grandparents, claiming God told him to send his grandparents to him. I, keep him in jail. That's an Avengers level threat. Keep him in jail. Don't even let him out to breathe, to get air. He might think Jesus said I gotta take the guards out or something. Like, nah, y'all better leave him in the cell. Man, look, man, nah, I'm really speechless about that. Like, what? He said God told, man. Look, this brother's wild. There was a radioactive wasp nest that was found at an old U.S. nuclear weapons site. There were no wasps found, but I don't know, man. I don't trust it. We're gonna have radioactive wasps. I believe they said something about radioactive spiders is out here too. What else we gonna have? Radioactive snakes? Oh my! We get the Titan boa back again. We out of here. What is it? Tataya boa? Yeah, that little super snake. Yeah, I'm out of here. It's GG's. It's GG's in the chat. I ain't gonna lie. I'm not dealing with that, bro. I'm not dealing with it. You know what I mean? Half of the population is dead right when they see it. There's no other way around it. Like it's game over. It's game over if we get that Tataya boa. It's wraps. So hey, I hope I don't see no radioactive wasps or something, man. Uh uh. It'll be a cold day in hell. I'll tell you that much. Mm-mm. Disney is taking over the game. Hulu is gonna be phased out and just be completely in the Disney bundle. I believe Hulu by itself standalone is not going to be a thing anymore. And Disney is paying $1.6 billion to WWE for streaming rights, which I believe they said they're gonna have to pay a monthly fee of like $34 or $30 to watch WWE on ESPN's platform now. It's listen, man. Hey, when you got money, boy, money talk. I'm trying to tell you the stuff you could do with some dollars. Man, look, shit. I'm trying to tell you. Listen, don't let me get money like that, man. I'll start making deals with everybody. I'll meet you at the table over some sushi. We gonna make some deals. I'll tell you that much. But look, that was the 2 minute blitz. I should just name it the 5 minute blitz. I felt like I was talking for 5 minutes. But yeah, man. That's all I got for the 5 minute blitz. All right, that's all I got. And lastly, of course, our ending topic. Of course, we know we bring into sports. What's been happening in sports? Well, preseason has just started, and we've seen some kind of crazy and sad things. Number one, we are glad that the player, I believe, from the Lions game, is okay. He ended up getting hit and ended up having a seizure, but the game was postponed because of that. But he's actually doing well, has motion in all of his extremities, feet, toes, fingers, hands. So that's good. Um, we seen a 70-yard field goal attempt that was knocked down and made. 70 yards is dumb. He will be on my fantasy team for sure. That's ridiculous. Of course, it's an unofficial record since it was preseason, but still, the fact that someone hit that just goes to show it's possible. That's ridiculous. Travis Hunter played both sides of the field in preseason. We need to see if this is going to turn out to be a real thing in the actual season, but it's good to see that he's actually doing it at an NFL level, which most people didn't think he would be able to do. But everyone else is playing their ball, man. Everybody is back and ready to get into action, man. So, fantasy football, here I come. Bets, here I come. We're trying to be a millionaire off of this. I'm not playing games this year. We're going for the top spot and the top spot only. But with all that out the way, man, I want to thank you guys again for staying rocking with me, even though I was at a commission, man. Y'all still been here, so I appreciate all the love and support that you guys have been showing on the podcast, on the YouTube recently, and also on Twitch, where I have been live recently playing out some of the best games that's out right now. So I do appreciate each and every single one of you guys for constantly supporting and showing love. And enjoy the rest of your day or night. My name is Quincy, and you have been listening to My Honest Take.